In a small coastal village, a fisherman named Matteo lived a life painted by the sea. He woke before the sun, pushed his old boat into the waves, and worked until his hands burned with salt. Every day he brought home just enough for dinner and a few coins for tomorrow, nothing more. One evening, exhausted, he sat watching the waves. His boat was falling apart, and so was his hope. Nearby, a neighbor boasted, "If you save, you will never fear the future." Those words stuck in Matteo's mind. That night, he found an empty jar, placed it under his bed, and whispered, "This will protect us. This will save our tomorrow." Every week after selling his fish, he dropped a coin inside. Clink. A tiny sound of hope. He felt stronger, more responsible. But saving came with sacrifice. He patched his boat with old rope instead of replacing it, bought less food. He worked harder, but lived smaller. His wife, Sophia, noticed the emptier plates. "What good is money we cannot use?" she asked. Matteo just shook his head. "Must be patient. One day this will save us." Months passed, the jar filled, and his belief grew, until one stormy night changed everything. The sea roared and waves crashed, breaking boats like toys. Matteo ran out, desperate to save his only source of income. But by morning, the ocean had swallowed his boat. Staring at the broken pieces, he ran home and pulled out the jar. He poured the coins onto the table, counting faster and faster. Rushed to the boat builder. "I need a strong boat, one that can survive storms." The builder counted the coins and sighed. "Prices have gone up. This isn't enough for even half a boat." Matteo froze. "But I saved," he said, confused. The man replied calmly, "Money sleeps. And when it sleeps, it loses its strength." Matteo walked home with an empty jar and shattered dreams. That night, his son Tomas looked at his father's trembling hands and said softly, "Papa, if the ocean took your boat, it will give it back again." The next morning arrived with hunger. Matteo searched the fish market for a job, but found none. Sophia touched his shoulder. "Maybe the jar was the mistake," she murmured. "No," he growled. "I was the mistake. I locked the money away. I never let it grow." Suddenly, Matteo's eyes widened. "What if I buy fish instead of catching them? What if I learn to sell better than I fish?" He rushed to the harbor with the little money he had left, bought a small basket of fish, and stood near the road where travelers passed. He called out proudly, "Fresh fish, fresh from the sea." By noon, he had sold everything. He returned the next day and the next. He wasn't just selling anymore. He was learning. Who buys more? What time is best? How to keep the fish colder? Each day he earned a little more. He bought another basket, then another. He used some of the money to care for his family and some to learn new skills, how to clean, cut, and pack fish faster. Soon he rented a stall at the market. People lined up. He even hired 2 young boys looking for work. For the first time, his pockets were full. Not from fishing, but from growing. Years later, another storm hit. Boats broke again. But Matteo stood safely behind his stall, watching fishermen cry just as he once had. His son Tomas stood beside him, taller now. Matteo pointed to the old jar, still kept on a shelf. "That jar taught me something," he said. "What's that, Papa?" "Saving money is like trapping the ocean in glass. No matter how much you hold, it shrinks. Now, but if you let money learn, build, and grow, it becomes endless." Matteo looked at the sea. "I once thought that boat was my life." He then pointed to his bustling stall, the workers, the fresh fish, displayed proudly. "This is my boat now. A boat that storms cannot sink." The jar remained, not as a treasure, but as a reminder. Never just save money. Teach it to work. Even if you have to start small. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more.